1 Timothy says, use a little wine for your stomach's sake and your other infirmities. Do you remember the prophecy that said, why do I see in the end days men holding their stomachs like a woman that has birth pains? When you've got those kind of stomach cramps in the end days, come on, take a little wine. Take the 4 cups of Pesach. Jeremiah, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins? For the day is great. Jacob's trouble is horrible, but out of that process you shall be saved. Are you still tired, or has the 4 cups of wine revived you yet? Use a little wine for your stomach's ailments. If you run with the footmen and they've wearied you, how are you going to contend with the horses? How are you going to keep on running with the horses? By using a little wine. It's actually so easy. Pun intended. The wine pressed for us in the cups of sanctification, deliverance, redemption, and praise. Are you still tired, or has the wine revived you yet? Elijah was running really well with the foot soldiers. He stood up for Yahuwah, even when all of Israel, the whole nation of Israel, didn't stand up for Yahuwah anymore. You remember the story of Mount Carmel? Go and read that again. He was like stokstiel alleen, one man in the entire nation. Not the king and the queen, Ahab and Jezebel. They didn't serve Yahuwah anymore. Not the priests. There was 400 Baal priests and 400 Ashtoreth priests, yes. But there was no priest of God even backing him up and saying, go Elijah, go man, you're fine, keep on going. He was alone. Alone. But he stood up. Are you alone, standing up in your house, your church, your school, your town? Are you even alone as Elijah was really all alone? You're not all alone. Look at everybody around you. Elijah was all alone. But he was fine. He kept on running. He was doing well with the foot soldiers. He even did well with the horsemen. What am I doing wrong? Dink jy die battery maak dit nie meer nie. He did well with the foot soldiers. He even did miraculously well with the horsemen. You know the story of Elijah. 1 Kings 18, and the hand of Yahuwah was on Elijah, and he girded his loins. Sounds like Pesach, ne? And ran before Ahab's chariot to the entrance of Jezreel. Who of you can run before a chariot drawn by 4 horses? This is after he ran with the foot soldiers on Mount Carmel. He went through all that bread of affliction already on Mount Carmel. He learned this lesson. He wasn't tired yet. He was okay to run with a horseman as well. He was still alone. And then, after he did so well with foot soldiers and horses, the Babylonian whore, represented by Jezebel, threatened him with all kinds of mandates and warnings. She sent him warnings. She sent him mandates. She sent him messages. I'm going to kill you. Persecution. Then he just could not anymore. He wanted to commit suicide. He told God, now I'm just going to die. I'm done. He hid away and he wanted to be killed by God. What was Yahuwah's answer for Elijah? Remember, Elijah did well with the foot soldiers. Listen, he didn't do bad with the horses. I think he did better than I think I might and you might be doing. But even Elijah had his human strength come to an end. When he wanted to die, and he said to God, just now kill me. What was God's answer? Okay, yeah, not yet, not alone. What was Yahuwah's answer? What was Yahuwah's answer for Joshua at the brink of the Jordan River after the whole wilderness journey was done and it was time to take the covenant land back, finally, and restore the kingdom of Yahuwah? What was Yahuwah's answer when Joshua said, what now? What must I do, Captain? Elijah met Yahuwah on the mountain. just like Moses, just like Joshua, the commander of Yahweh's army. And remember what God said to Moses when Moses met God on the mountain? The same thing the commander said to Joshua when Joshua met him, and he was revived. The words that the I am spoke to Moses, spoke to Joshua, spoke to Elijah is the revival of his spirit. He's not teaching us all kinds of clever tricks for the end time battle. Our most clever tricks is to know the I am, to take off our shoes, because the one at the burning bush, the one who's the commander of the captain of the army of God's heavenly host, when he appears, the land that you stand on is holy, and you take off your shoes. That is your preparation for the end times. He was revived. He didn't commit suicide, and God also didn't kill him. Jeremiah, if running a race against men makes you tired, how will you race against horses? If you trip and fall in a safe place, what will you do in a dangerous place, my friend? We need to meet this God in whom we believe so we can learn to trust and obey him all the way to the end. We need to drink him, not only at Pesach. We need to drink his wine so that he can revive our strength. Because obeying him means you will wear the marks of obedience on your body. Smear his sign, his mark on your doorpost. Wear his seal of the covenant. Drink his wine, not the whore of Babylon that sits in the ocean towards the west. Drink his cup, his doctrine, his wine. Keep his Pesach. Psalm 34 says, taste and see that Yahuwah is good. Blessed are you that trust in Yahuwah. What do you do when the end time of Jacob's trouble come and every man starts grabbing their stomachs in birth pain? You drink the wine and you taste that Yahuwah is good. Even the stranger or the Enoch that joins Israel will come into covenant. The covenant, the strong sign of the covenant is the Aleph Taf, Alpha and Omega in Greek, in Hebrew Aleph Taf. The blood on the doorpost, the blood on the two-edged sword, the Torah, the blood of your heart and eventually your flesh, circumcision. These are the strong signs of the God of covenant. So when we look for the mark of God, we find lots of marks of God. The mark on the doorpost, the mark of Rahab's red rope, the mark of circumcision, the mark of the Torah on your forehead and on your right hand, the mark of the Torah on your gates of your property and the entrances of your houses, the mark of the Torah on the circumcision of the heart, the law written on the heart. There are marks explained to you that if you wear them, there'll be no place for the mark of the beast. And he gives us a strong sign. He gives us a great sign to help us through this time. He gives us the Alpha and Omega, who is in Hebrew the Aleph Taf, the strong sign of the covenant. Aleph in Hebrew means strong. First, ox, strong. Tav, the Tav is a sign of the covenant. Aleph Taf, strong sign of the covenant. Yahuwah seems far away. During the end time journey, he does seem far away. We sometimes feel like that, reaching out. That's why we become tired. You pray and you pray and you plead and you search and you don't hear his voice. But he's not gone. He's just not here. Like Adam rejected Yahuwah when he chose the serpent. Israel rejected Yahuwah when they chose King Saul. Yahuwah's not gone. He's not just here, physically now here. He seems far away. It seems that we're alone. So what do we do? What are we going to do? Yes, we have your word. It's easy to say, go to the word. It's easy words to say, read the word. And 1,000,000 people has different interpretations of this word. So it's difficult to just say, man, just go to the word. Jeremiah 12. If running a race against men makes you tired, what will you do against the horses? Adam rejected Yahuwah, he chose the serpent. Humanity rejected Yahuwah, chose the beast. Poor John started crying in Revelation when he saw this. God showed him how it's going to be in these last days. And all the world wondered after the beast. John cried his eyes out. Do you remember? Well, he cried so badly. The angel had to come and, sis tog man, toe maar, moenie so baie huil nie. Poor Daniel, read Daniel. He vomited. He got so sick. He had to stay in bed for 4 days. He couldn't even go back to work for the king. He was sick. He was ill when he saw these things of the end times. He even asked to be enlightened. He even wanted to understand a bit more. And what did God tell him? Don't worry. Get over your sickness. Go back to work. It's not for you. Just write it down. It's for the end time generation. You don't understand revelation without Daniel. So what now? What are we going to do? Where is he? Why does he not show us exactly what to do? Joshua bows before the commander and he says, exactly what must I do now? And he was expecting this great battle plan. Listen, you're going to go around here, you're going to dig a trench, then you're going to get a bulldozer from Jock, and you're going to smash these great walls of Jericho. He didn't get a battle plan. He was instructed to take off his shoes from his feet because the ground was holy. He was meeting I am. That's where our strength is going to be. Let's not forget, it's easy to say sorry and repent. And now we expect all the covenant blessings. When you hurt somebody, you do something bad, it's easy to say sorry. You do your part, you say sorry. Does it make the other person feel better? It does help, of course. But does what you just did to that person just go away quickly? I'm sorry. Shit, I'm sorry. I'm tired, so the words are coming out wrong. It doesn't immediately take away what you did and how it makes the person feel. How much scars and pain is in the heart of the person that you've wronged? And does sorry just heal it? How much damage has been done that has to run its course so restoration can take place legally and prophetically? I'm explaining it wrong. When you do something to your wife, she says, are you thirsty? No, man, I'm not. Leave me alone. And she's hurt inside. It's painful. And you realize that and you say, oh, I'm sorry, my angel. Sorry. Okay, it's fine. And she walks away. The pain is still inside. She's glad that you said sorry. But the way that you spoke to her, there's a scar on the inside. There's a story where the grandfather told the little boy, he was a very rebellious little boy. He was not nice to his friends. He was always being bad towards his parents. And he was always saying bad things. And the grandfather tried to teach him a lesson. And he said, help me mend the fence. Now take this fence and hammer in all these nails. And he was hammering into the nails. And then when he was done, the grandfather said, now, take out the nails. And he took out all the nails. And the grandfather said, the nails that you hammered into the wood is all those bad things, all the angry, mislike dinge that you are telling your parents, the way that you speak to them, the way that you speak to your brother, the way that you slap your sister. Those are the nails. And you can say sorry. To say sorry is to pull the nails out. To pull those nails out of the person's heart. But look at the wood. There's scars in the wood. Okay. I said all that to try and say this. Because the previous slide said, where is God? Why doesn't he now just end it all? Why can't he now quickly wave a magic wand and just make all this now go away? Why can't he just now kill the devil, throw the beast into Gehenna, and just take us into the promised land? Because of the scars in the wood, there's a process for even those scars to eventually be built up and healed. But it's a restoration process. How much damage has been done over the last 6,000 years? Remember, God heard Abel's blood call from the ground. It's one man's blood. How much blood over the last 6,000 years is calling to God? There's so much restoration that has to take place according to a legal prophetic process. God is a legalist. Yes, he is. He runs his universe according to his Torah. And therefore, he cannot even break his own word. Whatever goes out of my mouth will not ever change. I'm not a man that I can lie. If anything that comes out of his mouth, any of his prophecies, does not run its course, then he is not God. Because then something he prophesied changed. Then he is not trustworthy and he is not God. How much damage has been done that has to run its course so restoration can take place legally and prophetically? Do you catch what I'm saying? Does it make sense? Let us give this God of ours the time he needs, the time he has appointed to do all the stuff that he has planned from the beginning. Let us not be arrogant to try and force him to do what we want. We want to be raptured. We want the Jacob's trouble to be short and quick. Yes, we want. It's logical. We are humans. But the prophecies has to run its course because it is a legal process. Yeshua is called our advocate. This woman that was here this afternoon has brought the most beautiful message, hasn't she? It was amazing. She talked about the heavenly courts. Do you understand the heavenly courts? The Bible says Yeshua is our advocate. God is the judge. Who's the accuser? Who's the attorney that accuses us? So in the heavenly court system, there are rules and regulations, and not the judge, neither the advocate, nor the accuser. Piece of rubbish that he is. None of them can break the proceedings. So let us not think God is far away. He doesn't hear, he doesn't see, he doesn't answer us. He's not far away. He's busy with this process. He's watching us. He's helping us. He's giving us his flesh and blood. We eat it every day. We drink it every day. And every time, once a year, when we come together, we physically eat and drink it. But during your daily sessions in the Word, you're eating and drinking the strength you need for the end time battle. And he will come at the appointed time. We can't twist his arm. And we can't continue to ask, why doesn't he help us? He's helping us. It's like that thing where there's 2 rows of voetspore in the sand, footsteps in the sand, and in your most difficult periods, you look back and he's left you. Oh, where is he now? There's only 1 row of footsteps in the sand. Yeah, typical. I'm alone now in my worst times. And then it tells us what? He was carrying us. That's why there's 1 row of footsteps. No husband who has warned his wife when she whored and then forgave her over and over again. And although she stopped whoring, she's still connected with the other man. And it takes her such a long time to stop all her whoring around. No husband No human husband will be as patient with his wife as Yahuwah is with us. No king will be as forgiving to his kingdom as Yahuwah is with us. No master for his servant as Yahuwah does to us. Leave him while we trust him that his plans shall come full circle. She even confirmed it, the cycle. Everything in Hebrew, in crossing over out of Babylon into covenant, Hebrew, Ivrit, cross over. Everything is a cycle. Lead me, says Psalm 23, in your paths of righteousness. That word paths is cycles of righteousness. That's why the Pesach is in a cycle. And then we cycle over to Shavuot. And then we cycle over to Yom Teruah. And so we cycle around the mountain until he says, enough around the mountain. Go. If we are not going to understand him as the ultimate husband, father, king, and redeemer, 4 cups, we are going to get weary and tired with the foot soldiers, and we will never run with the horsemen. We will never be able to keep up and endure to the end. Isaiah 35, strengthen ye the weak hands, confirm the feeble knees. Say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong, fear not. Behold, your God comes with vengeance, even Yahuwah with recompense. He shall come and save you. He is Yahuwah Tsefaot, the captain of the heavenly host, with a sword that drips with the blood of your and his enemies. Isaiah 30 verse 15, for thus says Yahuwah, the Holy One of Israel, in returning teshuvah and rest, Shabbat, shall you be saved. In quietness and confidence shall be your strength. Confidence in who? Your own weak hands, your own feeble knees. Wat is dit in Afrikaans? My knie bewe. My knie raak lam. He says, strengthen the weak knees. Because my daddy is bigger than yours. Him that's with us is more than they that are against us. Just you wait. When my dad comes, he's going to deal with you. You, New World Order, beast, Antichrist, police, big pharma, corporate banks, trade schools. You're persecuting me now, but just you wait. You serpent, king of the earth, Palestine, giant, apocalypse, horses, running with the horses, persecutors, liars, deceivers, false prophets, marketing, mass, media, indoctrinators, you oppressors, you 4 horses of the apocalypse. I've got 1/4 of the cups for each one of you. Don't be weary with the foot soldiers. The 4 horses are still coming. Be ready with your 4 cups. It's amazing how there's 4 horses and 4 cups. Ek het dit net nou besef. Dankie Vader. It's not here. This is the patience of the saints. This is your battle plan, Joshua. Now you can get up and get ready to take over Jericho. Revelation 14. Fear Yahuwah and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is coming. Babylon is fallen. If any man worships the beast and his image and receive the mark on his forehead or in his hand, where the Torah is supposed to be, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahuwah. Rather drink the 4 cups of wine for your stomach ailments. You don't want to drink this wine. You don't want to drink the whore of Babylon's wine. But you sure as hell don't want to drink the wine that's poured out of the wrath of Yahuwah. Remember, Yeshua comes with blood on his hem of his garment. Thank you. Because he's pressing out the wine in the winepress. He's pressing out in the judgment the grapes. That is the wine of his fierce anger and wrath. And all those that does not have his mark will drink from that cup. Good luck on that day. You drink the cups now. You eat the bread of affliction now, because it's nothing compared to stand under the hand of this God with whom we have to do. It's going to be far better to run with the horses, even though you're tired, than try to run away from God when He comes. When the people are going to start screaming, mountains fall on us, hills cover us, against the wrath of God and the wrath of His Lamb. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the Torah and the prophets. The testimony of Yeshua. Even Yeshua told us that the law and the prophets is testifying about Him. He told the Pharisees, you think there's life for you in the Torah and the prophets? It is the Torah and the prophets that testify of me. And if you don't know Yeshua on every page of the Old Testament, please start doing the Two Trees Bible studies. He's on every page of the Old Testament in levende lywe. Hebrews 12:1. Do you need a break? Shall we break now? It's almost half an hour. Start living the book of Acts. Preaching, teaching, flogging, dying. Dying to yourself spiritually, but probably also physically. But in the process, sowing the seed and gathering the wheat for our Master's great harvest. Your preaching, teaching, flogging, dying, your sacrifice. While you're sacrificing, your seed, when it falls into the ground and it dies, will bring up a great harvest. But in the process of preaching, teaching, flogging, dying, enduring the test and the trials like your Master. But in the process, gathering your treasures in heaven, not here. But in the process, are you tired too soon? Are you tired already? This process you know by now: creation, separation, redemption, restoration, back to creation. It's a process from Genesis by Exodus through Leviticus all the way to Revelation. The process of separation by sanctification, the process of holy making by the cup of deliverance, the process of preparation by redemption, the process of activation, the book of Acts, by praise and consummation. So we can be part of His magnificent restoration. I'll bring you out from the burdens of the Egyptians. I will deliver you from slavery. I will redeem you with an outstretched arm. I'll take you to be my people. I'll be your Elohim, and I'll bring you into the promised land. Remove all veils. Go and read 2 Corinthians 3 at your own time. Remove all the veils so that we don't even know that's still hanging over our eyes. Father, please remove all veils when we read your law and your testimony, so that we can know with wisdom and understanding what is laying ahead and what you want us to do. Help us know the truth without our own or other people's influence. Give us knowledge mixed with wisdom so that we can do those great exploits that your prophet Daniel is talking about for these end days. Shine your light through us to a dark world. Yes, we know to shine a light without oil is impossible. Oil must be burned up to bring light. You understand why he needs to put us through the fire? Because oil needs to be burned up so that the light can come forth. Oil is impossible to get without pressing the olive. Gethsemane means what? The olive press. Mitzrayim, the siege, the double straits, the entrenchment road. It's a pressing road. It's a narrow road. The English word for that road is narrow. When you look at the Greek word for that narrow, it says pressed. It's a pressed road. You need to press the olive to get the oil, to get the light. So we choose today the road out of Egypt, Mitzrayim, pressed by military siege by the Egyptian slave drivers, so we as a nation can be restored back to Jerusalem. We don't always like this. We don't always understand this process, but neither does the freaking olive. He doesn't like the process either. The olive doesn't like or understand what's going on when he's plucked. He doesn't like or understand when he's pressed or squashed or the oil is sifted and purified. And he won't understand any of this process. And it's a long journey. It's a long running with footmen and then with horses. And he doesn't like it. He doesn't understand it. When will he understand? Until he sees the light that is generated by this process. Hallelujah. We don't like or understand this process. Neither does the grape. Poor little grape. The grape doesn't like or understand when he is plucked, washed, de-pitted with a sharp two-edged sword, all the seeds of the serpent being pitted out of him, crushed underfoot, until he is poured out as a drink offering to the king. He won't understand the process. Jeremiah, if you have run with the footmen and they've wearied you, how can you contend with the horses? How are we going to contend with the horses? Do you remember? Yes, a little wine. Drink a little wine. By using a little wine. The wine pressed for us in the cups of sanctification, deliverance, redemption, and praise. Are you still tired, or has the wine revived you yet? We don't always like or understand this process, but neither does the wheat, neither does the gold, neither does the clay in the potter's hand. John 3:30. He must increase, and the more that he increases, the more I get exalted. Oops, Daisy. The more I decrease, the more he increase. And the more he increase, the more I decrease. That's the process. And then he says, those that are last shall be first. Those that are down shall be up. He will raise us up. Don't be afraid of this process. Are you tired already? Jeremiah 12:5. If you've run with the footmen and they've wearied you, how will you contend with the horses? Session 1 was about Pesach to Sukkot, Egypt to Jerusalem, exile back to Eden. It was a journey. It's a journey. It's not a quick airplane flight. It's not a quick rapture. We can't get raptured out of Egypt and just land in Jerusalem. It's a journey. Session 2. This process includes affliction. Session 3. This process is amazing, although it includes affliction. Are you tired already? Session 4. This process is not for everybody. Are you too tired to join the small group of remnants? Session 5. What now? Are you still tired? Or has the wine revived you for the entire battle? Are you ready? Did you see what happened there? That was cool. Can't go back. John 12:5. If you have run with the footmen and they have wearied you, then how will you contend with the horses? You have run with the footmen and they have wearied you, my children. But because you love me, therefore I will bring you out, deliver you, redeem you, and take you for myself. Then you will be able to contend with the horsemen. Amen. In order for you to spread the gospel, if you don't know how to speak to people, these are 3 CDs. It's 40 hours of just Genesis. Two Trees has about 700 or 800 hours of free Bible studies on this YouTube channel, on this website. So you can see there are various ways. Go to the website. You can either follow on Facebook, go to YouTube. I don't know how to work Twitter, but apparently I've got a page there. Instagram, apparently there are pictures or something there. And then there's a Telegram logo. So it will be great if people can watch the Bible studies on YouTube and like and share and thumbs up and all those nice things so the YouTube channel can grow and more people that search for Bible studies can find this channel instead of all the other rubbish. Did I stop the recording? No?